Get out the insurance cards, get out the co-pays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by DrRoto.com.
Yo, everybody, it's Iheart. So let's get to it.
Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah! On the very first Hard Hits review of Bring the Pain. Ooh, yeah! Oh, man, I'm so jacked up. I don't even know what's going on. The camera's not even keeping up with me. And we're ready for football season. The 2025 NFL season is here at Dr. Roto. We have Chris Kennedy just updated his rankings today for week 1. Get over there, get your DFS ranking, get your seasonal rankings. Everything is done at Dr. Roto. We've got your late fab buys. Doctor did that himself today. Dropped today. I already have my betting article out for the whole entire futures for the NFL season, including awards. Also, a few other guys have put out their awards as well, too. There is tons of information, tons of content on Dr. Roto. Get over there today, use code word WIN, and become a rich friend. Yeah! Woo! That's how you do it. That's what we do with Dr. Roto, man. It is such a great little thing that we got going on here. And I'm excited that football is finally back. It's back. This isn't preseason. We get 2 games, Thursday, Friday, then we get the main slate. Of course, I wanted to talk about my show. So going forward, the Hard Hits review will be covering, of course, the NFL and UFC for that weekend. Also on top of that, I will review my bets, my DFS lineups from the Ultra Contrarian show, which will include Fuego Steve's DFS lineup as well, too. We'll get to that in a few seconds here. I just wanted to make sure that we talk about that before we get on. Also, this show now has the Macho Pick of the Week. So I will be adding an IDP player in the future because this is a waiver wire podcast as well, too. I know that you think I'm running a lot. I'm not running a lot, but I will say this. I'm one of the only podcasts out there that is credible enough to give out UFC and NFL advice and when it at it. Also, MLB. But right now, my bread and butter is the UFC and the NFL. That's what we got going on. And we're going to do a show review. So let's get this down. On Tuesdays, I will do the Hard Hits review. Of course, what I just talked about. UFC, NFL review for the entire week. My DFS lineups, my seasonal lineups as well, too. I have a lot of teams, so I may only highlight it. I don't want to keep any of you on this show. I want you to make sure that you get in. You get all the information. You get my feelings of what happened, both with the fights and also on the gridiron. And then, of course, like I said, I will not be giving out the Macho Pick of the Week on the Ultra Contrarian show. He will be absent. Steve is going to be doing a Core 4. Well, let's just get to the shows and let's talk about it. So, of course, Tuesday, you're going to get the UFC NFL. I know I said that 3 times now, whatever. And you get the Macho Pick of the Week, right? Thursdays, you get the Fight Club of Pain. So on Thursdays, not only will you get my IDP Heats of the Week article on Dr. Roto, you also get my waiver wire, the hard hits and cool picks on Tuesday. You get that on Thursday. It warms you up, and then you get the Fight Club of Pain. The Fight Club of Pain, of course, being a UFC show, now will be one of the only UFC shows that actually gives you NFL content. We will also be giving you, I will, with Dan, we'll be giving you a showdown lineup for one or both of the sites. You'll have to tune in. We will give that away for free when we do our DFS section on the Fight Club of Pain for the UFC. Now, I know that the game will be starting because we start the Fight Club around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know that the Thursday night football game kicks off at 8:15. We usually wrap this show up around 45 minutes to 1 hour. That will give you more than enough time to get that. And if we feel that we're talking a little too much, I will throw in the football lineup so you can go throw that in, continue watching the show so you can get your fight DFS, your UFC lineups for DraftKings and FanDuel. We will continue to do that. I've been advised not to. And I'm going to do that because I think it's right. I think it's saying it more within my chest. By giving out, however many people, that anybody can do that. I'm giving you a lineup I'm playing. I'm giving you that. And if anybody else is doing it or scared to do it, that's not my concern. What is my concern is to make sure that all of you pain bringers have the most from Bring the Pain, making it the premier sports podcast in the world. That is what I'm doing with Bring the Pain. I know that a lot of people like to get all sorts of things, that I'm the macho guy and I do the ooh yeah, and I come in.
Talk about going to the top. Ooh, yeah.
But I'm more than that. I'm more than that in my records and my seasonal content shows, right? So, Thursdays, you will get all the same UFC show, the Fight Club of Pain, and you will get that. I mean, the Fight Club of Pain is going to have the Parlay of Pain. You're going to have DFS lineups for football, DFS lineups for UFC. You get Dan's DFS lineup for UFC. That's two UFC lineups, two football lineups. You get the Parlay of Pain, of course, which is 5 bets, a string bet that is round robin. And you get all of the free bets, all of the free parlays for the entire show. The entire show. We're talking about fight theory and making you money. I'm in it. This is what I do, right? So that being said, I definitely want to keep it going. Fridays, now of course, Doc, Swami, and Willie will be live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Dr. Roto Network. However, I will have recorded my Bring the Pain hit show. So where my macho pick of the week used to be on the hit show, of course that's now Tuesdays, the hit show is solely just talking shit on whoever pissed me off on either Monday or Thursday, or whatever player. If I'm still mad at somebody from Sunday, I am going to light you up. I'm going to make sure you know what a pain bringer is at the end of that podcast, right? And it's literally going to be like 3 minutes. It's going to be really fast paced and everything like that. So I just want to make sure that you all have that in there. So on top of that, while my computer seems to be running updates, isn't that the most? Okay, so side topic. We're sitting here trying to do a podcast, and I got updates going down there. Why? Whatever. I know I can turn that off. Anyway, Fridays, you get the hit episode. On Saturday, the Ultra Contrarian Show. Let me say that right. Ultra Contrarian Show. Ooh, yeah. The Ultra Contrarian Show I will have Fuego Steve as my co-host. He will be giving out a GPP Core 4 along with Fuego's Heat Pick of the Week. He hasn't named it yet. Maybe he has named it yet and we haven't talked yet. I have to literally go talk with Steve because we are so busy right now. And at the same time, I'm planning for a fight in a week and a half. Literally, I have a fight next Saturday on the 13th in Batavia, New York. I will be fighting in the Smack tournament, so it's time for the champ to show up. I am the #1 points leader as of right now. I am undefeated in a super long time. So therefore, I really have a lot coming towards me. I have a lot of people trying to beat me, and I'm going to have to just let them down. Right? Yeah. Woo! All right. So, that Saturday, you will still get the Ultra Contrarian lineup minus the Macho Pick of the Week, and you will get his 4 and his 1. Right? So that's 5 from him, a lineup from me, and we're going to talk low ownership and everything. So I'm probably increasing the time of that show from 8 to 10 minutes average, probably up to about 15, 20, just so that me and Steve have a chance to talk. On top of that, Sundays, me and Chrissy Ray will be doing Through the Turnbuckles. Through the Turnbuckles, of course, is our WWE-oriented wrestling gossip show where we take 4 topics and we talk about them. And it gets crazy. Like, just last week, I got yelled at. I got yelled at for coming at her because Chrissy was like, yo, why are you coming at me? And I'm just like, yo, I'm trying to jostle you up, trying to get you to, just like, give me a bold take. Don't be running for the shows. Like, and then Monday Night Raw happened, and guess what? Now we still have to wait till Friday to hopefully see AJ Lee. Or maybe not. Maybe Rhea Ripley comes up. Everybody's talking about Rhea Ripley. Whatever. I think AJ Lee should do it. However, that is what all of that is going to be. I wanted to really talk about that so that all of you know what's going on with Just Bring the Pain, and also knowing that you're going to have your DFS first look on Wednesdays with Doc and Danger. They sometimes do that. I'm going to ask them. I'm going to pop in on that show. We're going to do a first look on that because My first licks are always crazy as snaps. And that's what we've been all doing. But week 1 is where I killed it last year. Last year I highlighted the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Guess what? I'm not going to highlight Tampa Bay this year. I'm not going to highlight any team. But I will say that I do like Tampa Bay in week 1. Of course. They have some players that will score some touchdowns. And we know that. Yeah. Woo. So let's count that. 5 podcasts from Bring the Pain. 5 podcasts. And then you're getting live Wednesday, Danger, Doc, first look at the DFS slate, and whoever else. Trevor jumps in. Lou jumps in sometimes. And then on Friday, you get the 3. Sometimes Danger jumps in. That is what it is. You're getting live show on Wednesday, a live show on Thursday, a live show on Friday. And, of course, Dr. Roto is now 3 hours. Congratulations, Dr. Roto. That is awesome. He has 3 hours on SiriusXM, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. So you got to make sure you tune in, check that out. Maybe I can finally get them to do a UFC skit or something. Like, just let me on for 15 minutes and talk about something, man. That's all I want to do is talk about fight theory. And you're getting a lot. And then, of course, Sunday, that's where Doc does all of your sit and start questions for both DFS and seasonal. Of course, we're trying to be more seasonal related. And then, of course, at noon. So you get that at 10 o'clock from 10 to noon on Sundays. I don't know what more you want from Dr. Roto and the crew, but man, we have a full schedule for you. We're talking fights, we're talking baseball. Eventually, Fuego Steve will have to break off and do his basketball, but I'm really excited. I'm going to have multiple hosts this year. I am going to have more shows this year. So everything's going to be lined, and you will have to listen to each show. Each one of my shows is like a puzzle, just like the Fight Club of Pain. You need the soup can of the week. You need the 5-tastic picks, which usually come out Friday to Saturday, depending on how early the UFC fights start. You have all of that. Everything has to be read in conjunction to make the puzzle work. That's how we do it. But I know all of you are ready for it. I know it. What am I hearing? Do you hear it? Everybody! Yeah!
Oh, yeah, heat override. It's been one cold year, huh? Yeah. And then the heat came through. The heat, like the heat override was running through the wire. Yeah. It's this year's time. This is week 1 NFL. Oh, yeah. That's what we're going to do.
The macho pick of the week for week 1 is none other than, I'm running it back, Erie Strong, James Conner. What? James Conner? Heat override. Yo, I know every one of you don't like James Conner. I know every one of you won't play James Conner. So therefore, James Conner is going to be 1% to 6% owned. And when I'm right, and James Conner scores a touchdown, you're going to think of me. Because everybody else in this industry isn't talking about James Conner. Heat override's talking about James Conner. Because I say it with my chest, and I got it in my heart, that I know James Conner's going to kick some ass week 1. Yeah, right? What's he going to do? Let's go on FanDuel. Grab his 80 yards plus alt line. You get that right there for a negative 174. His touchdown, anytime touchdown for James Conner, negative 150. If they're giving James Conner a negative 150, of course you could blame the UFC and me running my mouth all year, because I know y'all was listening, because since then, y'all have raised the odds on across all sports. What used to be a 190 is like a negative 250 in baseball now. They have literally gone off the hoots ends of what it could be. And I'm not talking about that anymore. What we're going to be talking about is James Conner. When you parlay that negative 174 and the negative 150, you get a plus 129 parlay. That is the macho pick of the week. Now, Macho, do you agree with that?
Ooh, yeah.
Have a great day, everybody, and always remember to bring the pain!
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit,